St. Dominic's Family by Sister Mary Jean Dorsey, Order of Preachers. Episode 9, Sueiro Gomes, died 1233. When Sueiro Gomes was born, we do not know, nor exactly where. It is known for certain that he was Portuguese, and it is presumed that his family was wealthy and able to educate him properly. He comes first to our notice as a member of de Montfort's army in 1208. One account suggests that he had taken his early training for the priesthood, but then had become enchanted with the idea of the crusade and joined up. We know that he met St. Dominic in Languedoc and was fired with the same apostolic zeal that had inspired the saint. Dominic saw that he was zealous and capable and had him ordained by Bishop Foucault in Toulouse. Sueiro was one of the first of 16 disciples then who gathered at Pruy and the Feast of the Assumption in 1217 to conquer the world for Christ. In the allotting of missions, he was appointed to Spain with Peter of Madrid, Michael de Usuero, and Dominic the Little. Since he went on almost immediately to his own country, we may presume that he was told to do so. Arriving in Portugal, he found the country far too concerned about the new crusade against the Moors to pay much attention to a preacher whose message was penance. It is a curious picture, this, of a young man who a few years before was riding with the cheering crusaders himself, now, with his viewpoint changed to one of spiritual combat, trying to interest the volunteers in a heavenly battle. He saw that the time was simply not right for making a new foundation. At this point, he met the Princess Sancha, a pious woman who would one day have the title of Blessed. She interested herself in the new order and, for the time being, gave him a place where he could start his work, the little mountain church of Our Lady of the Snows. Sueiro began quietly enough in his remote little church, and the people sought him out to hear his sermons and have the benefit of his direction. Soon enough, he was besieged with applicants for the order, and he built a new convent, which proved to be too small before he had finished. Not only the young sons of Portugal's best families sought him out, he had a natural appeal for them, having been one of them himself so recently, but men of age and distinction came too. When the Archbishop of Lisbon resigned his see and put on the habit, the whole country was afire with the news. In the midst of his activities, which must have been prodigious, Sueiro was called to attend the first general chapter in Bologna in 1220, where he took part in the deliberations on the rule and various legislation that would shape the future of the order. He returned as soon as possible to the work that awaited him in Portugal. Whether or not he attended the general chapter in 1221, we have no record, but at this time he was made provincial of Spain. As head of the Spanish province, Sueiro Gomes accomplished much for the order. He made many new foundations and strengthened the old ones. He established a community of second-order sisters near Lisbon and kept a fatherly interest in their work in all his comings and goings. He encouraged St. Raymond of Pennafort to write a summary of cases of conscience, and he sponsored a life of St. Isidore written by a canon regular of Lyon. The 11 years of his provincialate were a time of great activity and splendid religious spirit. Sueiro Gomes died in 1233, and his memory is still held in veneration.